Hello, welcome back. Video 3. Here we go.
And our first question is from Sydney K. What does the natural habitat look like?
Good question, Sydney. So, China is pretty much the same size as America. And so, just like America, it has the same things. It has mountains, it has rivers, it has streams, valleys, oceans, islands, deserts, everything like that. So, it's a very, very big country, very beautiful country. Come and see it sometime.
Freya F. Are video games really popular there?
See?
I believe so, yes. Especially with teenagers and younger kids. Yeah, they really love video games. So they're always playing on their phones. And I think it's just like here, though.
Yeah. Next, Leah S. Are schools large or small?
Very large. If China is very populated, so there's always a lot of people, and so you don't really find schools that are small. Schools are really, really large.
Good. Next up.
Does China have restricted Wi-Fi? This is from Matt R.
Good question, Matt. So, yes. So, the internet is controlled by the government in China. They do not allow some sites. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, eBay, Amazon. I don't know about Amazon. But anyway, so Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you cannot go on those websites in China. So, we're watching this on YouTube now. You cannot do that in China.
Riley P asks, what are some of the most common jobs?
Just like the same jobs in America. So there's engineers, there's teachers, there's lawyers, there's doctors. But you know what? You will find more manufacturing jobs in China. In the past, there used to be more factories in America where we'd make different things. But those are all in China. And if you go into some cities in China, you'll see all those factories making everything that you see in America.
Oh, Charlie B asks a nice question. Why is everything made in China?
Yeah, so it's a complex question. Good question, Charlie. So just in general, they have a lot of factories in China because it is cheap to make a lot of things there. There's a lot of people who can work very hard, and with that, they can produce a lot of things that you see at your homes. So they've become very good at business, and China has become a very important place to manufacture all the things that the world uses.
Gus asks, what are some things you can do here in the US that you can't do in China?
So there's a lot of different things, but in general, one thing is, in America, freedom of speech is an important thing. We can say a lot of things. You can, critique various people, and that's not always the case in China. Voting is another thing. So there's a lot of things that come with democracy that they don't have in China. So so different places have different rules, and so when you visit a different place, you need to make sure that you follow the rules, and then learn as much as you can.
Jack B asks, how often do they get a break from school? Well, they get a break during winter and in summer. But they also have Chinese New Year, which is their main holiday.
Yeah, so it's pretty much year-round schooling, but like in America, there's some summer breaks, some winter breaks, and but it's pretty similar to America, except for the very good Chinese New Year break. So next, Shanthe, see, what different hobbies do people have?
Okay, well, Chinese, the older people play a game called Mahjong.
Mahjong. Mahjong, very popular.
It's a very popular game, and they like to say that it keeps your mind active, so it's really good for you.
And besides that, lots of sports, kind of different types of board games, very popular. Next, Alexa H. Let's see what the question. What are the main traditions in China? So, it's a very difficult question, I'd say. Good question. So, in general, though, China is trying to become a more and more modern society, and so they're trying to embrace the modern lifestyle. But in general, they have, ancestor worship and things like that, respecting their ancestors. And those are traditional beliefs that they like to do.
And every festival they have has a different set of traditions. So, yeah, there's there's a lot to talk about on that one.
Yeah, you can look it up yourself. Sammy M, is it true that you can only have one child?
Well, this was true before. You could have one child, but there were some ways where you could have more. But as of this year, the Chinese government now allows you to have more than one child.
Yes.
So this rule is no longer in effect.
Nice. Next, Isabel H, how long does it take to fly there? So from Los Angeles, it's a bit closer, but in general, I think it's about 16 hours to fly from Boston to Beijing. So
It's a long flight.
long flight.
Yeah.
Good. Next, Isabel G, are the Chinese people religious?
No, they are not religious. I mean, you do get a few people who are, but in general, Chinese people are not religious.
Good. Next, Amelia Y, do kids have to work really hard to get good grades? Yes, working really hard, but I'm sure you guys are working really hard too. JD, last question, is there a president? Elections.
There is a president. His name is Xi Jinping. However, there is no election.
So, yes, the Communist Party has a way of electing its leaders every year. So, without going into too much detail, we want to say thank you very much for your time. I hope you're not falling asleep in the back. I see you back there, Jack. Anyway, thank you once again, Jordan Brown. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, and we look forward to talking to you again sometime.
Thank you very much.